So I can say this with confidence of how things are going with the auto industry right now. We will never get a car that's as raw and visceral as this. 2006 Honda S2000. Let's fly back to 1963, all the way in Japan. Honda released the S500. These S cars were named after their displacement. The S500 had a 531cc, 44 horsepower four-cylinder paired to a 4-speed manual and rear-wheel drive. They were well loved by car enthusiasts in the past because of their insanely high 9,500 RPM redline. A new 1963 S500 would set you back about $1,200, which is $10,000 in today's money. All of the S cars were built in Honda's Suzuka plant in Japan. Over the years, these S cars were slightly revised and given bigger engines, different front and rear bumpers. 1964 brought us the S600, and 1966 brought us the S800, which had a 791cc four-cylinder engine, which made a whopping 70 horsepower. It was also the very first Honda to surpass 100 miles an hour. Look at how things have changed. Now let's zoom forward to 1999, a new millennium. Honda released the S2000, a fiery hot, two-seater, front-engined, rear-wheel drive, manual transmission convertible with a fiery hot F20C, a 2-liter four-cylinder engine with VTEC. It made 240 horsepower and 153 pound-feet of torque. Honda also claimed this to be one of the first or only production vehicles to have the highest amount of horsepower with the smallest displacement and also being naturally aspirated, because 240 horsepower out of a 2-liter four-cylinder back in 1999 seems pretty legit to me. These are known to be one of the best handling cars produced in the world even today because they have a 50-50 weight distribution, fully independent front and rear suspension, and they handle like they're glued to the road. Honda released the AP2 S2000, the revised version, in 2004, which had a slightly different front and rear end, different wheels, but most importantly, they added a bigger engine, the F22C1. It's a 2.2-liter four-cylinder with VTEC, of course, and it makes about the same horsepower at around 240, but a little bit more torque, and they also broadened the torque curve to make it a little bit more daily drivable. 2006 was also one of the bigger years for the S2000 because they added electronic stability control, drive-by-wire throttle, and a completely different color, Laguna Blue Pearl, which is a really hard to find color nowadays. They also got revised seats over the years and different interior trim, but sadly the S2000 name was retired by Honda in 2009. There's been rumors of a new S car in the future that may be electric or hybrid, which is meh. This particular S2000 is a 2006, so an AP2, and also some people call it AP2.5 because they added some of the bigger revisions in 06, but it's painted in Silverstone metallic. S2000s really didn't have any options that you could choose besides color, and everything else was just dealer accessories. So I don't know if a lot of you have noticed, but all these S2000s colors are named after either racetracks like Laguna Blue and Silverstone Metallic, or Honda's racing heritage like Grand Prix White and Formula Red. I love how you can still see the Honda S family resemblance, as the new S2000 has all the looks of its relatives. The S2000 is still one of the best looking drop tops on the road, and these came out 20 years ago. Its roof comes down really fast, and it doesn't even take up much space in the trunk, as the S2000 only offers 5 cubic feet of volume, but there's also a spare tire in there too. Shutting the trunk is also a nice experience because you get to look at the beautiful rear end of this car. It really gives off early to mid 2000s vibes with its LED taillights and big exhaust tips. So the S2000 really is a unique car to Honda, especially in this time period compared to everything else they made at the time. There's only a few things that I've noticed that are similar parts from other Hondas that the S2000 has. There's three that I want to mention. The first one is the door handles. They seem like they're the exact same door handles off of a 6th gen Honda Accord. Also, the headlight and wiper stalks look just like the wiper and headlight stalks on my 7th gen Accord. I also learned that the steering wheel is pretty similar from this to the 1st gen Honda Insight. The only difference is this car has a leather wrap steering wheel when the Insight has a plastic steering wheel. So the interior of these is such a treat to be inside of. You really feel like you're in a cockpit. It's just really nice in here. Everything feels of such quality. The dash feels of quality. Everything feels solid. It's not like some other cars of this era. You know, you press on some things that are plastic and they'll creak. Nothing creaks, rattles, thumps, or rolls in here. I also like how all the controls are driver oriented. I know everyone talks about this, but it's actually really nice. Everything is at a fingertips reach. I really love that. Even the start button, it's just like you're in a race car. The gauges, everything, well, they're a lot closer than you'd expect them to be compared to some other cars. Pretty much everything is. It also looks like you don't have a radio in this car, but if you push this little bezel, it shows the radio, it just pops up there, and all of the normal radio controls are there, which is nice. The shifter in these cars is absolutely fantastic. The throws are so short. I'm so excited to drive it. And also you have some, you know, small little storage things all over here, like the little glove box. There is this upper center console, which no one has really talked about, that lifts up, that, you know, is under the little window deflector or wind deflector. But the trunk release is also in this center console as well. It's also weird that the fuel door, well, the way to open it is actually right behind you on your left. If you're just getting one of these and you're looking for it, that's where it is, which is funny. Oh man. I do have to say, one thing is, if you're older or less limber, this is not as easy to get in and out of with the top up especially. And the top goes up really fast too. Okay, just watch. Oh God, okay. So this is the powerhouse of the AP2 S2000. It's the F22C1, a 2.2 liter 4-cylinder, which is dual overhead cam, and of course it has VTEC. It makes 237 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. And to get to that torque and peak horsepower, you have to whine the piss out of it because it has an 8,300 RPM breadline. These came standard with a 6-speed manual and a limited slip rear differential. 0 to 60 was around 6 seconds for these, with a quarter-mile time of about 14 seconds. And these are rated to do 20 in the city and 26 miles per gallon on the highway. Not terrible. Let's see. The clutch is easy.
Yeah, very easy to grab.
I don't know how some people mess it up. Okay, so I've driven an S2000 before. Well, I've driven this S2000 before last year, but that video didn't turn out exactly how I wanted it, and I drove it, and boy, I was in love. So I'm guessing this will kind of be a more first impressions again. We're gonna do a little bit of an acceleration. Really good. Wow, the steering is really tight too. Let's see. Ah, good downshift. Wow, it corners flat. It's really good. It's really good. I'm just, when you drive this car, you're really just in the mode. All you want to do is focus on the car. When you're just putting around normally, the clutch is easy. It's really not hard. It's light, it's forgiving. You just need to give it an equal amount of throttle. The ride is also, for a sporty car, not bad at all. Like, it's honestly pretty smooth. How is it as a highway car?
Fine.
Yeah.
Where it's annoying is if it's on cement highway with the grooves in it, you get the bump, 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 because it has a short wheelbase. But it's actually, the ride on this car surprised me from the moment I bought it, that it rides as well as it does.
Yeah, I'm surprised right now. I don't want to scare the biker. All you want to do is focus on the car. Like, I like that I'm talking to you, but I like the car so much more right now. It's so fun. Wow. It is ridiculously flat. The steering is very quick. It's quicker than my S60, of course. And it's so direct. I really feel like I'm one with the car. Let's see. I'm gonna have to back up. Yeah, the turning radius isn't that bad. You're just so engaged. It's such a raw car. You're not slow. I guess, should I go to second?
Yeah, you could.
It's not slow. It's not slow. Like, even before you really crack VTEC, it's not slow. That's something I need to get used to. Either over or under. I'd say 6,500. So around this turn, wow, there's no body roll. I was not anywhere near the limit, but there's just no body roll. Here's something. Wow, what a corner. Let's see. Wow! I'm being easy on it too. Ridiculous. So 65. That's right where VTEC gets it. So there's not a lot that really goes wrong with these AP2 S2000s or just S2000s in general. They're Hondas, they love to get beat on and not really abused, but used properly. But of course, just like any other used car, there's always a few things to look for. First, if you're looking for an AP1, I'd check the rear window out because those are plastic and they're known to crack. Also, for AP1s and AP2s, these engines are known to drink a little bit of oil when you're really pushing on them for an extended period of time. So I would definitely check the oil. And I would say if it is burning a lot of oil, you might be due for a valve adjustment. But other than that, these engines are dead reliable. I've also heard a few things about the timing chain tensioner rattling a little bit, but that's not that hard of a fix either. When this 2006 S2000 was new, its MSRP was $34,645, but now you can find a really rough one from $10,000 to $15,000, and something in good condition like this car for upwards of $30,000 to $40,000. Most of the average ones that you'll see with moderate mileage are anywhere from $20,000 to $25,000.